Now, question number 137 we completed. Now we'll take up question number 138 also we completed, right? Or last time we done 136. So please tell me you completed up to which question? Question number 137. 137 I gave us homework. Okay, pa. I believe you would have done this. Still, anyway, we'll discuss. I told you we are discussing all the question in here itself. So first we will discuss the answer for question number 13. Okay, read this question. Past journal entry for forfeiture of shares and reissue of shares in the following cases. Premier Limited forfeited 600 shares of rupees 10 each, issued at a premium of 3 per share, payable along with allotment, meaning this 3 per share is payable along with allotment. Okay, and for non-payment of allotment money 7 per share allotment. The first and final call is 3 per share was not received. Also, first and final call also not received, allotment is also not received. These shares are reissued at 13 as fully paid. Now, what is the journal entry? So, since we discussed this at last class, I am proceeding this. So, what is the entry? Total, what is the information given? Shares are issued at premium 10 plus 3, 13 rupees. Out of 13, how much is received, how much is not received? For non-payment of allotment is not received. First, in the 13 la 10 rupees is face value, 3 rupees is premium. Okay, va. Now, what and all paid, what and all not paid, including premium எடுத்துப்போம். Allotment is including premium. Allotment 7 is not paid. Also, what is not paid? First and final call 3 is not paid. Appa what is paid by the shareholder? What is paid by the shareholder? 3 rupees. What is not paid? What is not paid? What is not paid? 10 rupees is not paid. So in this 10, allotment is how much? 7. First and final call is how much? 3. Okay, appa what is paid? Definitely every shareholder will pay application. Appa application is paid. On how many shares forfeited? 600 share. The forfeited shares are reissued. First entry. What is the entry for forfeited or forfeited share? Here securities premium received securities premium not received securities premium not received. So what is the entry for forfeiture of share? Share capital account debit, forfeited shares account debit, share capital account debit, forfeited shares account debit to unpaid calls. Either you can write it as unpaid calls or you can write it as calls in arrear. Here I am using the particular call name because I know that allotment is not received. Also first call is not received. Allotment to first and final call. What is paid by the shareholder? That will be credited to forfeited shares. That will be credited to forfeited share. How many number of share? 600 share. What is the share price? Till final call it is made 10 rupees. What is the share capital? Share capital should be debited with called up value 6000. Forfeited share should be debited with 600. 600 into what is the price of the share? It is 3. Securities premium is forfeited shares illa to securities premium apparama to share allotment and first call apparama forfeited share. 600 shares into 3, 600 shares into 3 it is 1800. To share allotment 600 shares, 600 shares into what is the price for allotment? 7. 600 into 7, 2000, 4200. Next, first call 600 into 3. 600 into 3 will give you 1800. To forfeited share 600 into 3. 600 into 3 will give you 1800. Forfeiture entry over. Now, forfeited shares are reissued. What is the journal entry for reissue of shares? Reissue of shares entry. Bank account debit, bank account debit, forfeited shares account debit, bank account debit, forfeited shares account debit. 2. Share capital, bank account debit, forfeited shares. But whether it is, no, no, it is not reissued at discount, it is reissued at premium. Bank account debit to share capital to securities premium. Bank account debit to share capital to securities premium. All the shares are reissued. So 600 shares are reissued at 13. 600 into 13, 7,800. 6, yes, we should consider first and final call is called. That is also not paid. La. Question la, that is not mentioned that. Oh, first and final call is not yet made. Sorry, sorry, sorry. First and final call is not yet made. So, sorry. So, share in this no change. Securities premium no change. Share capital should be debited with called up value. அது மட்டும்தான் was not yet made. But that is also, I thought that is also not received. It was not yet made. If first and final call was made, then we should cancel it. Here, first and final call is not made. So, 600 shares into total of face value is 10 rupees. Adla 3 rupees is not called. So, 7 rupees. 600 into 7, 4,200. 600 into 7 will give you 4,200. Securities premium. 600 into 3, it is 1,800. To share allotment. 600 into 7, 4,200. To forfeited shares, it is 600 into 2. Okay, Amma? So share capital over securities premium debit, securities premium not received, so debit பண்ணியாச்சு. So now we will proceed further to reissue. What is the entry for reissue? 600 into 13, it is 7,800. Bank account should be debited with 7,800. To share capital, bank account debit to share capital to securities premium. 600 into 10, 600 into 10 will give you 6,000. And to securities premium, 600 into 3, 600 into 3 will give you 1,800. So bank should be debited with 7,800. Share capital should be credited with 6,000. Securities premium should be credited with 1,800. So in forfeiture entry we have a gain. In case of reissue we have a loss. This is gain on forfeiture. Here in this entry we don't have loss on reissue. So we have only gain on forfeiture. There is no loss, and then it should be transferred to securities premium. So because gain is there, instantly it should be transferred to securities premium. So final entry, forfeited shares account debit to capital reserve, it is 1,800. Since we don't have any loss on reissue, full amount is transferred to capital reserve. That's all. Have you understood this? Fine. Next, proceeding to next question. Here, in this question, only 600,000 shares are forfeited, but not all the 1,000 shares are reissued. Only 800 shares are reissued. 1,000 shares are forfeited at what price? 10 rupees. But how much is called? 8 per share was called. 8 per share was called. It is issued at a premium of 2 per share. Okay, and Atul for non-payment of allotment. Allotment is including premium. Out of this, 600 shares are reissued at 7 rupees as 8 paid up. At 7, meaning bank should be debited at 7. So first entry, forfeiture entry. Share capital account debit. Securities premium not received. So securities premium account debit. Share capital account debit. Securities premium account debit. 2. Unpaid calls. What and all not paid. 2. Allotment is not paid. Right to allotment. Next, And what is not yet called? It is 8 only called up. It is 8 only called up. Still, they didn't give any info. So, share capital should be debited with 8. So, 1000 shares into 8. 1000 into 8 will give you 8000. How much is securities premium? 2 rupees. 1000 into 2 will give you 1000 into 2 will give you 2000. Securities premium is not collected on 1000 share. So we need to cancel it. 1000 into 2 will give you 2000. Also to share allotment. What is the allotment price? 6 rupees. 1000 into 6. 1000 into 6 is how much now? It is 6000. And also what is the gain to the shareholder? Shareholder paid only what now? 8 rupees is the price. 8 rupees is including premium. So total share price is 10 plus 2. 12 rupees is the 12 rupees is the amount. 12 rupees oda breakup 10 rupees face value and 2 rupees premium. And face value la how much is called up so far? How much is called up? It is 8 rupees. Called up value it is 8. Called up is 8 and not called is how much na 2. In the 8 la how much is not paid including premium? Including premium, how much is not paid? For allotment, the allotment amount is not paid. It means how much is not paid? 6 rupees, but that 6 rupees is including premium. Here we are considering face value. It means how much in called up 8 rupees, how much is paid? 8 la how much is paid? Na? 4 rupees is paid. How much is not paid? 4 rupees is not paid. I will repeat. Okay. See, total share price is 10 plus 2. In this face value 10, 2 rupees is premium. In 10 rupees, how much is called? 8 rupees is called. How much is not called? 2 rupees is not called. 8 rupees la what is paid by the shareholder? In 8 rupees, what is paid by the shareholder? What is not paid by the shareholder? They are specifically telling that 6 rupees per share is not paid for non-payment of allotment. Allotment is not paid. Abdin specific it is given. Allotment la premium is also included. Premium is 2 rupees. Appa 6 la if you subtract 2, what is the amount without a premium? It is 4 rupees. This 4 rupees is this 4 rupees is paid or not paid? This 4 rupees is not paid. Appa remaining amount is paid. Remaining 4 is paid. So entry share capital account debit, securities premium account debit, share capital account debit, securities premium account debit, to share allotment, to forfeited shares, to forfeited shares. It is 1000 shares into 4. 1000 into 4 will give you 4000 share. 4000 rupees. Next. So 1000 shares forfeited. How many shares reissued? 800 shares. What is the entry for reissue? Bank account debit, bank account debit, forfeited shares account debit, to share capital, bank account debit, forfeited shares account debit to share capital. 800 into 7 and 800 into 1. 800 into 10, 8. 800 into 8, 6400. 800 into 7, 800 into 7, 4, no, 5600. 800 into 1, 800. La final entry. Forfeited shares account debit. Forfeited shares account debit to capital reserve. Forfeited shares account debit to capital reserve. Forfeiture oda gain 4000. Reissue oda loss it is 3000. But you cannot directly subtract because this is gain for 1000 share. This is loss for 800 share. So 1000 share gain and 800 share loss should not be compared. அப்ப 1000 share oda gain should be compared with 1000 share loss. 800 share oda loss should be compared with 800 share oda gain. அப்ப we'll take only 800 share. What is gain of 1 share? It is 4 rupees. What is loss of 1 share? 1 rupee. 4 minus 1, 3. அப்ப 800 into 3 will give you 2400. That is the amount transferred to capital reserve. That's all. Next, proceeding to question number 138. 138 completed or not completed? Already we have done, right? Please cross check and tell me. I think we have done this question. Not done, huh? Sorry. We'll do this. Question number 138. A limited invited application for 20,000 equity shares, 2 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 20 percentage per share, 20 percentage premium. Amount is payable as follows: on application 5, 4 rupees on allotment and balance on first and final call. Public subscribe for 3,20,000, out of which 20,000 applications were rejected. In 3,20,000, 20,000 only rejected and shares were allotted on pro rata basis. Kavita, an applicant of 15,000 shares, failed to pay allotment and call. Allotment also not paid, call is also not paid. Her shares were forfeited. Past journal entry in the books of the company. To quickly complete it, நீங்க try பண்ணுங்க first. I will give you 5 minutes time. 5 minutes time I will give you. You first try and complete this. One minute over. Last 4 minutes. Be careful, we have a pro rata allotment concept also there in this question. Pro rata allotment concept is also there. 2 minutes over. Last 3 minutes. Last 2 minutes. Last 1 minute. So L Limited invited application for 2 lakh shares. Issued capital is 2 lakh. 10 rupees is the price, 2 rupees, 10 plus 2. Total price 12. What is the breakup of this 12? Application 5, allotment 4, and on call 3. Public applied for 3,20,000 share. So applied for overall applied for total of 3,20,000 share. Out of which 50,000, 20,000 were rejected. It means balance is 3 lakh. On this 3 lakh, what allotment is made means pro rata allotment is made. Kavita an applicant of Kavita an applicant of meaning he applied for 15,000 share. It doesn't mean that he is allotted with 15,000 share because in this question we have pro rata allotment. So what is the first entry? What is the first entry? It is bank account debit, bank account debit to share application, equity share application. How many shares totally? 3,20,000 shares. Applications were received. For what is the price of the share? 5 rupees. 3,20,000 into 5. It is 16 lakh. Narration you should write. Next entry. Share application account debit. Share application account debit to share capital. Since rejection is there, entry to bank. Since pro rata allotment is made, So to pro rata, how many application? 3 lakh and 20,000. At what rate? 5 rupees. 3 lakh 20 into 5 will give you 16 lakh. 3 lakh 20 into 5, 16 lakh. Share capital should be credited with called up value. What is the amount? It is 3 lakh 50 into 5 because no premium is there. So 3 lakh 50 into 5. Sorry, in 3 lakh 50 into 5 is the total amount. In this, how many shares are issued by the company? Company issued how many share? 2 lakh. It means maximum company can allot for only how many share? Na? 2 lakh share. 2 lakhs into 5. 2 lakhs into 5 will give you 10 lakhs. Out of 16 lakh, 10 lakh is adjusted. How much is rejection? 20,000 is rejection. 20,000 at what rate? 5. 20,000 into 5 will give you 1 lakh. Also to pro rata allotment, proportionate allotment, to share application account debit, share application account debit, to share allotment. How many shares? 1 lakh shares. At what rate? 5. 1 lakh into 5 will give you 5 lakh. That's all. First two entry, are you having any doubt? In first two entry, application entry and allotment. No proceeding further. Application over allotment. Application over next allotment. Share allotment due. Share allotment account debit. Share allotment account debit. To share capital. Securities premium. Do you have total prices? Securities premium in which stage? 4 rupees. In allotment stage it is there. Upper 2 plus 2. For allotment stage order journal entry. Share allotment account debit to share capital. How many shares should be taken? 2 lakh shares should be taken. 2 lakh shares into what rate? 2 lakh into what rate? 2 lakh in this amount should be to allotment should be including premium. Including premium, how much amount is received? 4 rupees is there. Including premium, it is 2 lakhs into 4 will give you 8 lakh. Also to share capital you should write 2 lakhs into 4. 2 lakhs into 4 will give you 4 lakhs. See, 2 lakhs into 8 வந்து போட்டிங்களா அப்புறமா 2 lakh into total price எவ்வளோ allotmentக்கு 4 rupees இப்போ share capital should be credited with 2 rupees தான் because also securities premiumக்கு credit should be givenல securities premium should be credited with how much amount 2 on how many share 2 lakh shares. So 2 lakh shares into 2. 2 lakh into 2 will give you 4 lakhs. 2 lakhs into 2 will give you 4 lakhs. That's all. Allotment order due entry over. Next, receipt entry. What is the receipt entry? Bank account debit. Bank account debit. Calls in arrears account debit. Bank account debit. Calls in arrears account debit. To share allotment. To share allotment. We are supposed to receive 8 lakh. But already we received how much? 5 lakh. 8 lakh minus 5 lakh will give you 3 lakhs. So 3 lakhs, in this 3 lakh, we have to debit bank and share calls in arrear. Calls in arrear question given. Calls in arrear question given. Kavita, applicant of 15,000 shares. Kavita, applicant of 15,000 share. Kavita, applicant of 15,000 shares. Failed to pay the allotment money and call money. Allotment also not paid, call money is also not paid. So, what is the amount of allotment? 4 rupees. On how many shares? On how many shares? It is 2 lakh shares. 2 lakhs into how much is received by the company? How much is received by the company? What is the allotment price? 2 plus 2, 4. 2 plus 2, it is 4. A bank account debit 2 lakhs into. ஆனால் இதை ரீஇஷ்யூ பண்ணும்போது என்ன ப்ரைஸ்க்கு ரீஇஷ்யூ ரீஇஷ்யூன்றேன். How much amount? It is 4 rupees. So bank account, on how many share this money is supposed to be received? 2 lakh shares. Okay, actually we have to receive 8 lakh. Already we received how much now? 5 lakh. அப்போ 8 minus 5 will give you 3 lakhs. And what is the amount of calls in arrears? What is the amount of calls in arrear? We have some calculation here. Very interesting calculation. Important. You should have the columns like last sum. First one applied for. First one applied for. Second one allotted. Third one excess application. Fourth one excess application money. Now applied for in 320, in 3,20,000, already there is a rejection of 20,000. Meaning if you applied for 3 lakh share, company will make allotment of 2 lakh share because they issued only how many shares na? 2 lakh shares na. Appa excess is 1 lakh. What is excess application money? 1 lakh into what is the allotment price? 4 rupees. Yeah. Allotment price is 4 rupees. Entry bank account debit 4 rupees. On how many share? 2 lakh share. இந்த பர்சன் கிட்ட எவ்வளோ ஷேர் இருக்கு? Applicant of 15. இந்த applicant of 15 இருக்குல்ல, meaning Kavita applied for how many share na? 15,000 share. But Kavita is not allotted with 15,000 share. He is applicant of 15,000 share. Meaning if Kavita applied for 15,000, 15,000 into 2 lakh divided by 3 lakh, Kavita will be allotted only how many share na? 10,000 share. What is excess application? 15 minus 10 will give you 5,000. That's all. 3 columns like last question. First column applied for, second column allotted, third column it is excess application. This two we arrived. This 3 also we arrived with one information in the question. அதை வச்சு arrive பண்ணிட்டோம். இப்போ very important concept, excess application money. Excess application money. First, what is excess application money? On how many share? 5,000 share. For 5,000 share, he paid for application, that is adjusted towards what means allotment. Excess application, we have totally only one category in this sum. What is that category? If you apply for 3 lakh, company will make allotment of how many share na? 2 lakhs. If you apply for 15,000, company will make allotment of only 10,000. So excess application over. What is excess application money? It is 1 lakh into what is the price of application? 5 543. 1 lakh into This person has applied for, நம்ம கண்டுபிடிச்சோமே, he applied for 10,000 shares. So 10,000 share ki failed to pay how much rupees? 4 rupees. That is in arrears. So 10,000 into 4, 40,000. Bank 10,000 into balancing figure கூட arrive பண்ணலாம். 3 lakh minus 40 will give you 2 lakh and 60,000. 3 lakh minus 40,000 will give you 3 lakhs and 2 lakhs and 60,000. See, இது வந்து 40ல ப்ரோரேட் அலாட்மெண்ட் இருக்குல்ல, ஒரே நிமிஷம்ப்பா. how many share ப்ரோரேட் அலாட்மெண்ட் ஒரு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ஒரு வாட்டி சொல்லுங்க. டோட்டலாக see, I will tell you how we get this number up to this. Share allotment 2 lakh shares into 4, 2 lakh shares into 4, 8 lakh. And share capital 2 lakh into 2 will give you 4 lakh. And securities premium 2 lakh into 2 will give you 4 lakh. Okay, இது வரைக்கும் முடிஞ்சிடுச்சு. In allotment we are supposed to receive how much amount? 8 lakh. But already how much is received? 5 lakh is received. 5 lakh is received in application stage. அப்போ 8 lakh minus 5 lakh will give you how much amount? 3 lakh. இப்போ calls in arrears amount is important. Amount of calls in arrears. For this we need to find out applicant of 15,000 and applied for allotted is 10,000. What is the excess application? 5,000. Excess application money. On 5,000 share he paid excess application. Excess application money எவ்வளோப்பா பே பண்ணியிருக்கான்? 5,000 into 5 rupees. 5,000 into 5 rupees. He paid how much rupees na? 15,000 rupees he paid in application. Okay, 15,000 rupees he paid in application. Excess application money paid by அந்த person name என்னப்பா, எம்மோ ஏதோ ஒரு பேர் இருந்ததுல, அந்த person pay பண்ண excess application money எவ்வளோனா, it is 15,000. okay, so it is amount paid by the person யாரு? the person ஓட name பா. கவிதா. கவிதா paid applicant of 15,000. கரெக்டா? அப்ப amount paid by Kavita on application, it is 15,000 shares into 5. கரெக்டா? 15,000 into 5 will give you 75,000 rupees. Less amount to be paid, to be paid one, amount paid on application. Application kaga how much amount is subtracted? It is 10,000 shares only into 5. 10,000 into 5 will give you rupees 50,000. So on 15,000 shares he paid 5 rupees. 15,000 into 5 will give you 75,000, whereas he is allotted with only 10,000 share. 10,000 into 5 will give you, this one will change 5,000 into 5, it is 25,000. Excess application is 25,000. அப்ப excess amount is 25,000 less amount to be paid. Amount paid on what na? Allotment. Amount paid on what? Adjusted on allotted. Excess application money, excess amount adjusted towards allotment. What is the allotment order due? What is the allotment due? அவனுக்கு லெட்டர் அனுப்பும்போது என்னென்ன லெட்டர் அனுப்பும்? Actually he is allotted with how many share na? 10,000 share. On 10,000 share he is supposed to pay 4 rupees. கரெக்டா? allotment it is 4 rupees தானப்பா. ஒரு ஷேரோட allotment it is 4 rupees. அப்ப 10,000 into 4 will give you 40,000 he is supposed to pay. But out of 40,000 already he paid in 40,000 itself pa. I am telling you, in 40,000 how much is already paid? Less excess money, excess money paid, excess money paid on application, because we have pro rata allotment la. Okay, it is how much amount? 25,000. So amount due but not received, amount due but not received, it is how much na? Rupees 15,000. This is the amount of calls in arrears. This is the amount of calls in arrears. Appa calls in arrears oda amount is how much na? It is 15,000. So bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to 15,000. So bank account should be debited with 2 lakhs and 85,000, because we have 3 lakhs here. How much is not received? 15 is not received. 3 lakhs la 15 when you subtract, you will be getting 2 lakhs and 85,000. See, there is a pro rata allotment pa. Okay, what is the pro rata allotment? If you apply for 3 lakh share, how many shares will be allotted? 2 lakh shares only allotted. Appa there is a excess application of 1 lakh. In the 1 lakh la one of, and how much will be excess application? 5,000. How it is 5,000? 10,000 minus 15,000 will give you 5,000. On this 5,000, he has already paid how much rupees now? 5 rupees he paid. 5,000 into 5 will give you 25,000. 25,000 he paid extra. This is the amount of 25,000. Now we need to once application is over, we need to proceed with allotment. He is allotted with only how many share? Na 10,000 share. 10,000 shares he has to pay how much rupees? 4 rupees. So 10,000 into 4 will give you 40,000. But he has already paid how much amount? Na 25,000. 40 minus 25 will give you net amount not received is 15,000. So calls in arrears should be debited with how much amount? Na 15,000. Bank should be debited with 2 lakh and 85,000. That's all. So application over, allotment over. Okay, now easily you can complete the question. Next one, share call. Share first and final call account debit. Share first and final call account debit to share capital. Share first and final call account debit to share capital. How many shares? 2 lakh shares. 2 lakh shares into what is the price of call? 3 rupees. Correct? But 2 lakhs into 3 will give you 6 lakh. 2 lakh into 3 will give you 6 lakh. Application over, allotment over, call order, due entry over, receipt entry. Bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit, bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to share first and final call. To share first and final call. We have to receive 6 lakh. Already pro rata adjustment and all done. Now you can directly multiply this with 10,000 shares. 10,000 share, on 10,000 share how much is received and how much is not received? Please write carefully. On call, how much is the money to be received? On 2 lakh shares, on 2 lakh shares, how much is the amount to be received? 3 rupees. But 2 lakhs into 3 will give you 6 lakh. Correct? இப்போ calls in arrears calculation, you should not take the shares applied for. You should not take the shares applied for. You should take number of shares allotted. How many number of shares allotted? 10,000 number of shares allotted. Upon this 10,000 shares only you should take. It is 10,000 shares into what price? 3 rupees. 10,000 into 3 will give you 30,000. A bank should be debited with 5 lakh and 70,000. Sir, here you are, why you are not adjusting with excess application money? See, excess application money we had them, but that amount is already adjusted with which stage? Na? Allotment stage. Now we don't have any excess money to carry forward. So that is why this money is not adjusted anywhere. Just we are writing calls in arrear. Next, what happened? You see whether the shares are forfeited. Last line வேற என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கான் பாருங்க. Yes. Pro rata allotment was made. Failed to pay allotment money and call money. Allotment also not paid, call money. And her shares were forfeited. When the forfeiture take place means after calling for allotment and call money. இது முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறமா தான் what is made na forfeiture is made. அப்ப what is the entry you should pass? Forfeiture ஓட entry already முடிஞ்சிச்சு. So forfeiture ஓட entry. Share capital account debit. Share capital account debit. Securities premium received இல்ல securities premium not received. Securities premium is included in which stage? Allotment stage. Allotment itself not received, so it should not be considered. So up entry will be share capital account debit. Share capital account debit. Forfeiture entry. Share capital account debit. Whether you have securities premium received or securities premium not received. இல்ல ஈஸியா entry pass பண்ணனும்னா share capital account debit calls in arrears account debit. Calls in arrears account debit. Share capital account debit calls in arrears account debit to unpaid calls or to calls in arrear to forfeited shares. To forfeited shares. Tell me how much is the number? How many shares are issued? How many shares are first forfeited? What is the amount number of shares forfeited pa? The question that is not 15,000 shares are not forfeited. 15,000 shares are applied for. He applied for 15,000. ஆனா அவனுக்கு allot பண்ணது 15 இல்ல. We have not allotted with 15. We have allotted with how much? 10,000. அப்ப 10,000 shares தான் we can forfeit. 10,000 into what is the share price so far? So far the share prices. Tell me pa share price. All the things question பார்க்க வேண்டியது இருக்குப்பா. Tell me the share price. Shares are fully called up illa not called up. Total application total I told you on 10 rupees. Shares are fully called up. So it is on how many share? 10,000 just 10,000 into 10. 10,000 into 10 will give you 1 lakh. Calls in arrear should be credited. What is the amount of calls in arrear? 3 lakh 30 we have one calls in arrear. 3 lakh 30 30 30 ஒரு calls in arrear. Also we have in one more place calls in arrear 15,000. அப்ப 30,000 is also calls in arrear. 15,000 is also calls in arrear. அப்ப total calls in arrears comes to it is 30,000 plus 45 15 15 amount எவ்வளோப்பா இங்க ஒரு 30 இருக்கா அதே மாதிரி இங்க ஒரு 15 அப்ப டோட்டலா it comes to 30,000 plus 15,000 will give you 45,000. இப்போ 1 lakhல 45,000 is not received. அப்ப how much is received na 55,000 is received by the company. That's all. After forfeiture reissue இருக்கா பாருங்க. only forfeiture தான். ட்ரிக்கி செக்மெண்ட்டே இந்த 15,000 அப்ளிகண்ட் அப்படின்றது இதுல தான் நிறைய பேர் மிஸ்டேக் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. ஓகே அது அப்ளை பண்ணது 15,000 அலாட் ஆனது 15 கிடையாது. ஸோ கேபிட்டல் ரிசர்வ் forfeiture என்ட்ரி இருக்கு ரீஇஷ்யூ என்ட்ரி இருக்கா பாரு. கொஷின்ல என்ன கேட்டிருக்கான்? ஓகே பாஸ் இஸ் ஷேர் தட் forfeited பாஸ் ஜேர்னல் அப்போ forfeiture-ஓட ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிக்கோங்க ரீஇஷ்யூ வேண்டாம். தட்ஸ் ஆல் பா கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணிருங்க. Next pa. Try next question. Question number 139. See, these and all 6 mark question. C Limited issued 1 lakh shares of rupees 10 each, 2 rupees, 4, 5, 1 lakh 80 was received, 30,000 were rejected, and remaining applications were allotted on pro rata. Mansi holding na allot panna shares allotted with 5,000 shares failed to pay first call and final call, and her shares were forfeited. Ask journal entry for the above transaction. That's all. நீங்க தான் கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ண போறீங்க. 6 mark question, 6 minutes டைம் தரேன். சிமிலர் கொஸ்டின் தான், டக்குன்னு கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணிடலாம். ஓகே, 6 minutes டைம்ப்பா, கடகடன் கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணுங்க. Quickly complete it. Revenges part will not take much time. So completed. இதோட இதுமா securities premium be called போன சம்க்கா முடிச்சிட்டோம்ல அது. Securities premium forfeiture entryல கேக்குறீங்களா? லாஸ்ட் சம்மா பாட்டே சாட்டே சொல்றீங்க. சம்ல 15,000 shares. What is pay shares were forfeiture entry we have done. Share capital account debit. Share capital account debit. Calls in area. Securities premium received or not received. Oh, allotment it's okay fine. அப்ப entryல so 10,000 shares தான் forfeited. Same securities premium is there. அப்ப entry share capital account debit. Securities premium also should be debited. On how many shares amount is not paid on how many shares? 10,000 shares. What is not received? How much amount securities premium is not received? And two calls in arrears and two forfeited shares. Securities premium 2 are 10,000 into 2 20,000. Calls in arrears. What is the amount of calls in arrears? 45,000. What is the amount of forfeited shares? 1,20,000 minus 45,000. 75,000. Actually, what is this 75,000? You know, this person paid application, right? He paid application money. For how many share he paid application money? 15,000 share he paid application money. 5 rupees he paid. Up 15,000 into 5. That's the amount. Calls in arrears change illa. Adhe dhaan. Securities premium was there. So securities premium is 2 rupees and that also should be taken. That's it. Okay. So entry is share capital account debit, securities premium to share calls in arrear to forfeited shares. Fine. So with this previous question done, now we will take up this question. Question number 139. C Limited invited application for issuing 1 lakh equity shares of rupees 10 each at a premium of 2 per share. Up 10 rupees plus 2 for 12 rupees. Okay, va? Now 12 rupees oda breakup. Application it is 4 rupees on application. It is including premium. It is 2 plus 2. Premium is collected in application stage. 5 rupees on allotment. Up allotment it is 5. 4 plus 5 over. And balance on first and final call. It means balance is 3 rupees. 4, 5, 3. So, how many applications were received? Company issued is how much? 1 lakh and 80, 1 lakh is issued. But public subscribed for how many shares? Public subscribed for 1 lakh and 80,000 shares. What we have done for rejection is for 30,000 share. For remaining 1 lakh 50 pro rata allotment was made. Okay, fine. இப்போ கடகடன் entry pass பண்ணிடலாம். First entry, bank account debit to share application. Bank account debit to share application. How many share? How many share ka application money is received? Application money is received for 1 lakh and 80,000 shares at what rupees na? 4 rupees. 1 lakh 80,000 into 4 will give you 7 lakhs and 20,000. We collected 7 lakh 20. Entire money cannot be transferred to share capital. What is the entry? Share application account debit to share capital. We have securities premium to securities premium. Share application account debit to share capital to securities premium. Also we have rejection, so to bank. Also we have pro rata allotment to share allotment. To share allotment. What is the amount we collected? 1 lakh 80,000 we collected. 1 lakh 80,000 we collected at 4 rupees. 1 lakh 80 into 4 we collected 7 lakh and 20,000. Anna, we can transfer only 1 lakh to share capital. 1 lakh into 2 rupees we can transfer to share capital. 1 lakh into 2 will give you 2 lakhs. Also some amount towards securities premium. 1 lakh shares into 2. It means totally so far we accounted for how much amount now? 4 rupees we made accounting. 1 lakh into 4 we have made the accounting. This 2 lakh is also transferred to securities premium. 720 minus 4 lakh. 7 lakh 20 minus 4 lakh we have done the accounting. How much is rejection? 30,000 is rejection. 30,000 into 2. 30,000 into 4. It is 1 lakh and 20,000. It means 7 lakh and 30,000 share we have done the accounting. And the extra 50,000 shares irukla, and the extra 50,000 shares into 4, it is pro rata allotment. 50,000 into 4 will give you pro rata allotment. It is 2 lakh. Any doubts in first two entry? Application bank to share application. Second one share application account debit to share capital to securities premium to bank to share allotment. Next application over allotment. Application over. Next allotment. Share allotment order due. Share allotment account debit. Share allotment account debit to share capital. Share allotment account debit to share capital. How many shares? How many shares? Allotted. 1 lakh shares allotted. What is the price on allotment? Allotment order price and one share allotment order price 5 rupees. 1 lakh into 5. 1 lakh into 5 will give you 5 lakh. Out of 5 lakh. Out of 5 lakh. Already how much is received? 2 lakh is received. Upper receipt entry. What is the receipt entry? Bank account debit. Bank account debit. To share allotment. Bank account debit. To share allotment. Bank account debit. To share allotment. 5 lakh we have. That already 2 lakh received. 5 lakh minus 2 lakh. Share allotment should be credited with 3 lakh. Share allotment should be credited with 3 lakh. What is the default? One person has not paid the money. Mansi holding. Holding means she is having how many share? She is allotted with how many share? Na 5,000 share. In this 5,000 share failed to pay first and final call. Da. It means what is received? Allotment is received. What is the amount received on allotment? 5 lakh minus 2 lakh. It is 3 lakh is the amount which is received on allotment. So entry 5 bank account debit To share allotment, it is 3 lakhs. Any doubts up to this? Application over and allotment also over. Next, share call. What is the entry for share call? Share first and final call account debit. Share first and final call account debit to share capital. First and final call account debit to share capital. Tell me what is the amount? 3 rupees on first and final call. It is how much? 1 lakhs into 1 lakhs into 3. 1 lakhs into 3 will give you 3 lakhs. Out of this 3 lakh, all the person has not paid the money. One person holding how many share? 5,000 share. That person not paid. Up entry bank account debit calls in arrears account debit. Bank account debit calls in arrears account debit to share first and final call. Bank account debit calls in arrears account debit to share first and final call. So bank account debit for how much amount? First calls in arrears oda amount 5,000. 5,000 into what price? 3 rupees. 5,000 into 3 will give you 15,000. A bank should be debited with out of 3 lakh. Out of 3 lakh, 5 person holding 5,000 share not paid. It means 95,000 is paid. 95,000 into 3. 95,000 into 3 will give you 2 lakhs and 85,000. This 2 lakh 85 is paid. What is not paid? 15,000 is not paid. That 15,000 is transferred to calls in arrear. Whether shares are forfeited because of the non-payment, whether shares are forfeited, read the question. And her shares were also forfeited. Forfeiture is also there. Forfeiture entry also will come. So what is the entry for forfeiture of shares? It is share capital account debit. It is share capital account debit to forfeited shares. Share capital account debit to forfeited shares to calls in arrear. Share capital account debit to forfeited shares in calls in arrear. 5,000 shares. 5,000 shares into what is fully called up 10 rupees. Securities premium collected. 5,000 into 10 will give you 15,000. Forfeited share. 5,000 into 5,000 into here also calls in arrear we know. What is the amount of calls in arrear? 15,000. 5,000 into 10, 50,000. And calls in arrears it is 15,000. Forfeited share it is 35,000. So that's all. That is about this particular question. Next question number 140. Question number 140. Ronet Limited registered with the authorized capital of 75 lakh divided into 75,000 shares of rupees 100 each. Company invited application for 45,000 share. Amount is payable as follows: 30 on application, 30 on allotment, 25 on first and final call, and balance of 25 on first call and balance on final call. Applications were received for 42,000 share and allotment is made to all the applicant. C to whom for 3,300 shares were allotted failed to pay both the calls. Her shares were forfeited. Present the share capital in balance sheet of the company as per Schedule 3 Part 1 of Companies Act 2013. Also prepare notes to accounts. ஸோ இது ஒரு ப்ரிடாமினண்ட்டாக இந்த ஒரு டைப் ஆஃப் கொஷின் மட்டும் கேட்டுகிட்டே வராங்கப்பா. வாட் இஸ் தட் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, they are asking us to prepare notes to accounts relating to share capital. Share capital related, what is the notes to accounts you have to prepare? First go through this question. Okay, I'll connect my charger and come. See, this type of question also they are asking very frequently. Only one part they are asking, balance sheet part alone they are asking. So first to summarize the information, authorized capital is rupees 75 lakh. What is the breakup of this 75 lakhs? 75 lakhs oda breakup 75,000 shares of rupees 100 each. This is the breakup of this 75,000. And also 45,000 company invited application issued capital is how many number of shares? Question like given it is 45,000 share. And what is the share price? 100 or a breakup application it is 30 and allotment it is 30 and call it is first call it is how much? 25 and balance on final call. Final call it is 15. Applications were received for how many share? 42,000. Subscribe capital is how many shares? It is 42,000 shares. 42,000 shares of rupees. 42,000 shares of rupees 100. Same. In this, who has not paid? யார் பே பண்ணல இந்த 42,000ல who has not paid? In 42,000, in 42,000 have two classification. In 42,000 have two classification. 33,003 one person holding 3,300 share. It means this person has not paid the money. In 42,000 subtract 3,300. What is the amount paid by the person? 38,700 is the amount paid by the person. Okay, in 38,800, what is paid, what is not paid? In 38,800, what is paid and what is not paid? In 38,800, full 10 rupees is paid. In 3,300, what is paid? What is paid? He has not paid. In 3,300, he failed to pay both his call. Meaning first call also not paid, final call also not paid. What is paid in application allotment 60 is paid. What is not paid? What is not paid? 40 is not paid. These are the consolidated information. In the question la kuduthirukra all the information we have consolidated and we have just written it. Okay va? First information. Question la they didn't ask for journal entry. If you write the journal entry, it is wrong. So question la you should only prepare what means balance sheet. Even full-fledged balance sheet they didn't ask. They asked only what means they ask you to present the share capital notes to accounts. They are asking us to prepare only what na share capital related notes to accounts. First இந்த question எப்படி present பண்ணணும்னு பாருங்க. First one, give in that heading R Limited company oda name, balance sheet as on, balance sheet as on. என்ன date? ஏதோ date இல்ல extract of balance sheet. Extract of balance sheet now full balance sheet illa some information only we are going to give, either asset side or liability side. That is the meaning of extract of balance sheet. In this first one, equity and liability. Equity and what? Liability. In that major heading, shareholders fund. In that subheading, first one, only one part we are going to prepare, that is share capital. Note number 1, what is the amount? This is what we are going to write here. this amount alone. In the amount order notes to accounts மட்டும் தான் எழுத போறோம். Even in this we have amount, we have two classification, amount of current year and amount of previous year. Current year information, previous year information. Previous year information illa, only current year information we are going to write. So idhila we are going to prepare notes to accounts. In notes to accounts we are going to have the first classification, share capital. Note number 1, share capital. Note number 1, maximum capital we call it as authorized capital. Authorized capital, you should write first number of shares, then you should write the rupees. Authorized capital, how much is the authorized capital? How many shares? For 75,000 shares of rupees 100 each. So it is 75,000 shares of rupees 75,000 shares of rupees 100 each. 75,000 shares of rupees 100 each. So it is amount is rupees 75 lakh. But this is not considered for total. This is not considered for total. Total ka adha consider panna maatom. So this amount is not considered for total. A, authorized capital over adutha I for issued capital. Issued capital. Issued capital, how much is issued? We issued to general public. How many shares we issued to general public? In 45,000, in 75,000 we issued 45,000 shares. So issued capital is 45,000 shares. 45,000 shares of rupees 100 each. Issued capital 45,000 shares of rupees 100 each. What is the amount? 45 lakh. This is also not considered for total. To draw one line. This is very important. Already MCQ la kuda padichom. Subscribed capital. Subscribed capital. In this you should write one more further clarification. Subscribed and fully paid. Subscribed and what? Fully paid. Subscribed and fully paid. Subscribed and fully paid. What is subscribed and fully paid? How many share fully paid? Go to the summary thing. Total we issued 45,000 is issued, but public return subscribe another 42 தான். In 42 what is fully paid na? 38,700 fully paid. On 38,700 share, on 38,700 shares of rupees 38,700 shares of rupees 100 each. This is fully paid. Appa 38,700 into 100 will give you 38,700 into 100 will give you 3,87,000. So 38,70,000. 38,70,000. And shares add. Shares are forfeited. Add forfeited shares. This forfeited shares is not yet reissued. Add forfeited shares. Shares are cancelled. On this some amount is paid. On this, how much is paid? How many shares totally? 3,300 shares. 3,300 shares of rupees 80 paid. 3,300 shares. How much is paid? Na? 80 is paid. Up 3,300 into 80. 3,300 into 80 will give you 2 lakh and 64,000. Correct? 3,000 80 paid as எவ்வளோ போட்டி பார்த்துப்போம் எத்தனை பெய்டுன்னு ஓ 60 தான் பெய்டுப்பா சாரி அப்போ வந்து 80 கிடையாது 60 தான் பெய்டு பிகாஸ் இன்னும் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அண்ட் ஃபைனல் கால் பே பண்ணல see we have 30 rupees first call sorry 30 rupees application and allotment is 30 but total 30 plus 30 60 and first call ku 25 and so 60 it is 3,300 into 60 will give you 1 lakh and 98,000. This should be added up 38 lakh 70,000 plus 1 lakh and 98,000 will give you 40 lakh and 68,000. This will give you 40 lakhs and 68,000. That's all. This final answer. This is called as paid up capital. This amount will come. This amount will come in balance sheet. Very simple thing. First maximum capital authorized, adutha issued, but this both are not considered for total. Subscribed capital fully paid will come. Also forfeited shares amount will come. So both should be added. Total you will be getting 40 lakhs and 68,000. This 40 lakh and 68 you should write here 40 lakhs and 68,000. That's all. 40 lakhs and 68,000. This amount will come in balance sheet la share capital அப்படின்ற ஹெட்டிங்ல வந்திருக்கும். Okay, so that is about this particular question. This type of question also is repeated sometime. And take one more question of same type, similar question, same numbers, some numbers alone changed here and there. On 1st April, K Limited formed with a capital of 20 lakhs, divided into 2 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Company invited application for 1 lakh 80. Company issued capital is 1 lakh 80. Authorized is 2 lakh. A வந்து authorized capital over issued capital over. Next, company received application for 1 lakh 70. Upper subscribed capital also received. During the first year, rupees 8 was called up and final call is not yet made. Final call இன்னும் call பண்ணல. S is holding 2000 share and P is holding 4000 share did not pay first and final call. All the shares were forfeited by the company. Present the share capital. So one small change they have made done. That's all. How much is called up na? How much is called up na? 8 rupees தான் called up. Last sum la அப்படி இல்ல. Shares are fully called up and some part is fully paid. இப்போ 8 தான் called up. அதுல one person is holding 2000 share also not paid. Another person holding 2000 shares. S is holding 2000 share and P is holding 4000 share. Did not pay first call of 2 per share. All the shares were forfeited and P shares is also forfeited after first call. The shares were forfeited after first call. First call முடிஞ்சோனே forfeit பண்ணிட்டாங்க. It means final call is not at all made. It means share oda called up value 8 rupees தான். Authorized capital அடுத்து issued capital அடுத்து subscribed capital அப்புறம் called up capital. Still final call is not yet made. Okay, so before making the final call itself they made the forfeiture. So question order requirement present balance sheet. Please try this question. Same like last question, only one small change. Friends, also for those who are attending through Zoom, tomorrow alone, I will not be taking to Zoom. I will record the class and I will upload in YouTube. In YouTube, you can see the classes for tomorrow. So same like last question. So first one, it is 2 lakh shares. This issued is 1 lakh 80. Public return response received is 1 lakh 70. The only thing is, instead of 8 per share called up, instead of 10 per share, only how much is called means 8 per share is called up. Still final call is not yet made. So question solve பண்ணும். So first heading la you should write K limited. Extract of balance sheet. Extract of balance sheet as on. Extract of balance sheet as on. Heading la first major heading, it is equity and liability. That first one, shareholders. That first one, shareholders fund. Add that below that, it is share capital. Current year, previous year. Note number one. Note accounts order number note number one. This is what we are going to write. Previous year we don't have anything. So in notes to accounts, we are going to have about share capital. All the breakup we will write. First share capital. Below share capital, point first one, authorized capital. Authorized capital is how many shares? Totally 2 lakh shares. Is 2 lakh shares of rupees 10 each. Lakh shares of rupees 10 each. 2 lakh into 10 will give you 20 lakh. K over. Next I authorized. Authorized capital kaduthu issued capital. issued capital, issued capital. It is how much is issued by public. Totally we have 2 lakh shares, but public it issue பண்ணது only 1 lakh and 80,000 shares. The number of shares ல இருக்கு. It is 1 lakh 80,000 shares. Lakh 80,000 of rupees 10 each. 1 lakh 80 into 10 will give you 18 lakh. But this 2 is not considered for total. Even authorized capital is not considered for total. Next heading, subscribed capital. Subscribed capital. Subscribed and fully paid. Subscribed and fully paid. Subscribed and subscribed and fully paid எழுதிட்டீங்களா? இதுல ஷேர்ஸோட பிரேக்கப் எழுதிருவோம். How many shares? Total 1 lakh 80. Who has not paid? One person is holding how many shares? Person is having 2000. S is having 2000 shares and F is having 4000. Total how many shares? 2000 plus 4000. It is 2000, 4000. Total 6000 share money is not received. 180 share, 170 shares we have subscribed. In 170 shares itself, how much is subscribed and fully paid? 6000 is not subscribed and fully paid. Okay, so reduce 6000. 1,74,000 shares of rupees 8 called up. It is not full amount is called. It is 1,74,000 into 8. 1,74,000 into 8 will give you 13 lakh. Inner column 13 lakhs and 92,000. 13 lakhs and 92,000. Also, for this 6,000 shares, should be added as what na? Forfeited shares. Add forfeited shares. We have cancelled the shares. How many shares are cancelled? 6,000 shares. In that also some amount is paid, no? In 6,000 shares, what is paid? No, 4 rupees is paid. 6,000 into 4, 24,000 is paid. What is the total? 13,92,000 plus 24,000 will give you 14 lakhs and 16,000. This will come in per column. Okay, so this is the answer for this question. Balance sheet type of question. Just 14 lakhs and 16,000. That's it. Question number 142. 142 completed or not completed? Still we have 2 more questions. So this we'll take up in next class alone. Not have a Zoom. We'll be having only in okay, class.